Hey Aquarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 30th through June 3rd. We've got a new moon in Gemini coming up here. This is a good time for setting intentions and manifesting. We're going to see how the energies are affecting you all coming up in the week ahead. You might stumble upon this video 6 months from now, a year from now. That's just fine as well. You're going to find it whenever it's time to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And as always, you may need a private reading. Let's get right on into it, my dears, and see what is coming up here for Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. We'll be just a little bit closer. So the first card you all have coming up here is the King of Wands. Traditionally, the court cards can be a fire sign, or the court cards can be a person, I should say. So the King of Wands could be a fire sign person, an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. It can be an aspect of yourself, especially if you have a fire sign placement. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. In the weekly forecasts, I want to focus on you and less about other people. I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance, and so once a month I do a love reading. Those are linked in the description of the video. And then the weekly forecast, I want to focus on you and talk about you. So the King of Wands can be taking action. It can be the desire to do more philanthropy or to reach out and to help in your community. The King of Wands is a self-made man. He wasn't born into power. He wasn't given opportunities. Everything he has, he's had to work very hard for. He's had to create it from absolutely nothing. And I read one time, someone was giving an example of the King of Wands or the energy, and I wish I had noted it so I could give person the credit. But they were saying basically it's like the storyline here is like this is just a regular person who was born in an environment where there just weren't any options. There was nothing. The people were just really living in hard times with a lot of lack, and he saw the need of the people, and he stood up and he filled that need, and that in turn brought him abundance, and he created this economy, and people were just like, we need you to lead us, we need you to be our leader. And so the people chose him as king, the people appointed him as king, but he wasn't born a royal, he wasn't handed that position. And so the King of Wands is someone who has a sense of like humility to him. He knows what it's to struggle. He knows what it is to struggle. He remembers where he came from, and he's very much desiring to help other people. Some of you may be encountering this kind of person. Somebody may be coming in and like mentoring you, giving you some pointers, helping you in your path. You may be stepping in and deciding to mentor others. You may feel like, you know what, I've had a lot of progress. I have a lot to be grateful for. I want to pay that forward. And you may be stepping into or looking for ways in which you want to help other people or help your community. The King of Wands also has an element to him of like being in our passion, our ambition, our passion, our drive, our independence. So some of you may be feeling like you're getting your fire back at this time. Maybe you felt like your fire had gone out and you're finding it again, and you're seizing opportunities, creating opportunities, creating a life that you're passionate about, that you're excited about. I feel like some of you are coming out of this time where it's just been like just dreading to get out of bed in the morning, and you're like, I don't want to live that way. I don't want to wake up in the morning and be dreading the day. So I feel like a lot of you are taking steps or making changes to live a more passion filled life, or a life that is like near and dear to your heart, the things that move you, the things that drive you, the things that uh you have passion for. The next card coming up here for you all is the Page of Swords. This could be an air sign person. This could be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It very well could be you in your element of being in the element of air. Now, the Page of Swords can come in with different layers. I'm going to save some time here. I'm not going to go through all of the different things this card could mean, because right away it gave me a very strong energy. So I'm just going to focus on the energy I felt when the card came up for you all. The Page of Swords, one of the elements or meanings of this card, and this is the vibe it gave me when I saw it, is going out and doing the footwork and gathering information. It's like going out there and like doing your research and and taking notes, and like almost like a reconnaissance, right? Like a reconnaissance mission. And so this card came up with a very clear feeling, a very clear vibe, a very clear message for Aquarius in the week ahead. Sometimes this card comes up for me in this way to say that you might have a lot of things you're trying to manifest or call in right now, but you think it's a little bit impossible, or you think it's far away before it happens. Like you might be saying, I really want to move, but I'm not going to find the place in the area that I want that I'm going to be able to afford. Or I really need a car, I'm not going to be able to get approved for that car, and so I have to wait longer. Or I'm really looking for a space that I can work out of and see clients in, but I don't know where I'm going to find the space out here, and it's probably going to be really expensive. And we tell ourselves that it's going to take a long time before we can manifest these things or have these things. And these are just a few examples I'm giving you. But the Page of Swords comes up to say, if you just go out and did the footwork, you would be surprised what ends up aligning for you. And this has happened to me in my own experience. I've had situations where I shouldn't have had something, or I would have been rejected for it, places to live, cars, but somehow spirit aligned things to make this happen. There was a time I was looking at apartments, and the lady who was the owner's daughter-in-law, she was married to the owner's son, and she flat out told me, she goes, look, she goes, we have other people that are she goes, first of all, she's like, you're a YouTuber, you're self-employed, like it's kind of like a little bit like, like risky, and we have people here that are like working and making huge dollar amounts, and people who are coming here like applying for the place. She goes, but I really like you. She goes, there are other people that like check out more, or that have a higher income, or they've been at a very reputable company for like a very long time, and they have like things that we're looking for. She goes, but you seem like you would take good care of the place. You seem like you're going to be like a quiet, respectful tenant. And I got that apartment, and I got chosen out of other people who, any other scenario, I didn't have a chance up against those people. Um Car, I didn't think I was going to get approved for a loan, but I ended up getting a guy who was just like determined to sell that car that day, and that aligned. These are experiences I've had in the past when I just really thought I was never going to get out of the ditch. I never thought I was going to get out of the hole. Yet things aligned. So I'm sharing this with you to tell you, you'll be surprised the doors that will open if you simply just show up, and if you simply just look, right? Just go out there and look. Go out there and test drive some cars. Look and see at listings and places that are available. You see for rent signs, call and ask to see the place, or for sale signs, or whatever it might be. Just go and look, and you'll be surprised what falls into place. So a lot of you are very ambitious right now. You have this drive, and you might think, oh, well, I have this drive and I have this ambition, but I'm so far away from these goals actually materializing or happening. And the Page of Swords is saying you're not as far away as you think. If you just got out there and did the footwork and looked around, Spirit can move mountains for you. Spirit can open doors for you. But you have to go. You have to go. You have to show up. Next card coming up here for Aquarius is the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords is really important. Okay, the Two of Swords, traditionally speaking, can tell us that we're at some kind of an impasse, or we're kind of procrastinating or avoiding a situation. And some of you have heard me say this previously in previous YouTube readings, over the years reading cards and pulling cards for myself, the Two of Swords has come up to tell me pretty much, it's my card to say, look, there's some writing on the wall right now. Your angels, your guides are giving you signs, they're giving you direction, they're giving you guidance on the direction to move in, okay? Or like, the answer to your problem, the solution to your issue. And you may be procrastinating because you're like, well, I don't know, and maybe it's gonna get better, and maybe it'll all, balance out, and maybe I won't have to worry about it. And we're procrastinating. The Two of Swords comes up to say, look, the writing is on the wall. You keep procrastinating. We're gonna give you a little bit more time, but if you don't get your sweet little behind moving, we're gonna have to come in and give you a tower moment, because we can't let you dilly-dally for too long. We can't let you get off track. We can't let you get off schedule. And we have to make sure that you're in the flow of divine timing. We don't want you to miss your opportunities. We don't want you to miss your blessings. So we're going to wait a little bit longer. But if you don't get moving, we're going to have to come in and get things moving for you. We're going to have to push you off the diving board. Tower cards are not punishments. They're an act of love. If you know anything about the order of the major arcana, 15 is the devil. And that's when we're stuck. We're in fear. We feel trapped in a situation. We don't believe in ourselves. There's insecurities. There might be certain obsessions or fixations or addictions even, or like negative patterns that we're just kind of distracting ourselves with because we're scared to move. We're scared to make changes. And so we get stuck. And that's 15. That's the devil. 16 is the tower. 16 is the cosmic prison break. When your angels and guides come in and say, all right, we're going to bust you out of this cosmic prison and we're going to get you out of here so you're no longer a prisoner to this situation. And then 17 follows the tower, and that is the star. That is happy long-term plans. That is success. That's a great, great, great happy card. So the tower doesn't come in to punish you. The tower comes in to get you unstuck and to get you to that star energy, albeit it's not a comfortable feeling. This change is going to happen regardless, so you may as well start taking steps towards it now instead of waiting to get pushed off the diving board. Okay, that's what the Two of Swords says to me a lot of the times when it comes up in a reading. Your next card here is the Justice card. And the Justice card can be representative of Libra energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. If you have a Libra placement, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. If there is a situation in a work situation where you feel things are not being handled fairly or properly, or something is under investigation at this time, and you're like, well, maybe it's going to get better, maybe the truth is going to come out, and they're going to get off my back, and, everything is going to go back to normal. Justice card, I see it come up a lot of the times when things are bad in a work situation. I see the Justice card come up a lot of the times to say that there might be something here that's being handled in an unethical way, where you're going to have to find yourself standing up for your rights. You might have to go and speak to a labor law attorney. You might have to go speak to a lawyer and say, hey, I feel like I'm getting picked on here, or I feel like I was unfairly dismissed or unfairly terminated from my position. So you may have to seek out someone to fight for you or stand up for a situation. If you are waiting for something to be paid out to you, you may have to take it to the courts. And this could be a life lesson in you standing up for yourself or speaking up for yourself, fighting for yourself within the law, within the appropriate channels to bring about justice for yourself. Justice card can also be balancing the head and the heart. A lot of you have this dream, you have this passion, you're wanting to live a more passion-filled life, and you're like, okay, all right, I'm going to get over my fear. I don't want the tower card to come, so I'm just gonna be like the fool and I'm gonna just go leaping into this journey. The Justice card says, look, the key to your success is gonna be bringing the head and the heart together. You know what your heart wants. That's good. That's excellent. But you might say, you know what? I listen to my heart and I get burned. I listen to my head and I'm miserable. I'm bored to tears. So which one do I do? You do both. When you bring the head and the heart together, you listen to the heart, you follow the heart, but you check in with your mind, you check in with your logic, and you say, hey, how can I set myself up to succeed in this situation? What are some steps that I can take to align myself in achieving the things that I'm desiring right now? Then you're setting yourself up for success because you're listening to your heart, but you're not abandoning logic. You're not abandoning reason, just willy-nilly, okay, here it goes. I'm just going to hope for the best. You're going into it prepared. You're going into it with a plan. So bringing these two together are going to bring success. Overall, Aquarius, I feel it's just time for you to get busy, get going, like just start doing this. Start The information is out there. Like, it's not something that you have to wait years and years for it to happen. It can happen very soon. You just have to get moving. Okay? You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Some weeks those might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. There's a link in the description of this video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for June are linked in the description. And don't forget, my dears, to check out every single day I do a daily message on the channel. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.